without, because just had no clue about basic principles. If you're not stupid, our bodies are literally like the machines, and this is the main reason why you will lose weight. Welcome back, everyone. We have another episode. This one is going to be slightly different than we usually talk about, like calories, calorie deficit, daily calorie intake, TDE, BMR, and so on. So we're not gonna confuse things with this one, but it just came into my mind that I'd like to talk about, and today is the day. It happened with ourselves. As you've seen in last couple of videos, that many times I've mentioned things that we did wrong from our own experience. It's nothing that I read it online or I spoke to somebody. There are many examples of things I could have mentioned that somebody else experienced, but this particularly is about us and personally myself. We've been with fitness doing a lot of endurance sports like swimming, cycling, running, hiking, trail running, also weight training. But that's not the story about. Basically what happened was, if I don't recall it wrong, it was 5 or 6 years ago. We had to attend a wedding, and obviously I've been doing type of sports and it seemed like you're in a decent shape, and what we wanted to do is in certainly short periods of time to get that body looking better, feeling better, as we were attending a wedding, and to have the suit that fits, because I think, I might be wrong, but that time I pulled out the suit and I realized that it's really tight on me. So I think we had 8 or 10 weeks to get in shape, and obviously I wasn't educated back then, and basically one of the things that came up was a ketogenic diet, where you literally just cut out carbs and it does the magic, and everybody is just saying that it's brilliant, it's the new goal, and as soon as you start apply it, you'll be delighted and happy days, your dream came true, and so on. And so we fall for that as well, because we had no clue in general what is the calories that we consume within each meal. Yes, you would look at a packaging and some stuff, nutritional information, but a lot of times you wouldn't have a clue even that some things that are not cooked would have different nutrition after you cook them. I mean weight wise, not amount of the carbohydrates and protein they hold, but for example like rice or pasta, if pre-cooked weight is 100 grams, a cooked weight could be triple of that. So basically, if you don't understand what you're doing, you're actually undereating, or you could easily overeat without noticing what's going on. But we drifted away from the subject. So what I wanted to say is that we started to do ketogenic diet, and it was just miserable. Honest to God. It seemed fine from the start, especially if you're a meat lover. You kind of get a green light for that. Also, the fat that is involved with the meats, obviously you wouldn't want to go overboard with that, but it seemed fine for a week or two. But basically what happened is, I'm just gonna get an iPad, and if you just follow up here. So basically, for example, so this is happy me, okay? So that's your body, kinda, not the greatest drawer. But basically, you can see that's you, okay? What we have is, for example, let's put on green. So this would be an outer layer, okay? So for example, this is the outer layer on you. imagine this is the skin. No, it's not the best choice in the greens. So basically, we're going to take reds. So let's, for example, imagine this red is the water that is in your system. Okay, this is all our bodies need water. And what happens is carbohydrates converted into glycogen stores water in your body. And then, for example, let's say blue. Blue is the fat, for example, the fat layers underneath. Okay. So if you look here, so basically what we have is the green is our skin, under the skin, and now it's just, it literally isn't like that, but just so you have an idea. So the red will be our water. Actually, I should have put blue as water, probably easier to understand. Anyway, so what happens is when you start ketogenic diet, within first 2-3 days, since your body used to run off carbohydrates as your main source of fuel, these like glycogen stores will deplete and all the glycogen will be consumed up. So you basically start to get rid of the glycogen. And since the glycogen is gone from the system, you'll also start lose a lot of water. So I'm just gonna see. So as you can see, so you start lose this water. Okay, I should have put that in between the green and yellow, because in that case you could see how the size reduces. But basically, so you being on this keto, you just eat this meat and you don't have carbohydrates. So basically water is just leaving your body. You'll be going for piss more often. Like I remember myself, I don't know, like I was going numerous times to the toilet during the day. And the worst part, I also had to do that at nighttime. Because when you constantly eat proteins and fat, you are thirsty. It felt like my mouth is sticky all the time. So I had to like have water beside me. So basically what happens is you have these big results. You have these big results within first week or two. So you might think, wow, like I dropped whatever 5 kg or maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 kg. But you have to understand that it depending on your size of the body, it could be that 2 kg is equals actually around 2 liters of water. Okay. So same as like 5 kg, this 5 kg could be equals like nearly 5 liters of water. It depends really how big is your body. But literally what you do is by taking out carbohydrates, which is glycogen stored in your body, so all that carbohydrate glycogen has been depleted, water is going out your system, so you seem that like you're starting to shrink. However, this fat that you still have, sorry, I'm just going to change this. So the fat, okay, it's blue, sorry. Sorry, bear with me. So yeah, this fat that is here under the skin, this hasn't gone. Like this fat is still here. And like if you keep eating like meat, which is proteins and fats, and you have no clue what is your daily calorie intake, what you're actually doing is, so for example, if your your daily calorie intake for even the maintenance, not the losing weight, is like, for example, 2000, right? So you now happy days are on a keto and you start to eat meat and like make coffees with a butter and like fat creams, like fresh creams, whatever. And without even noticing yourself that you actually consume 2200 calories per day. So you actually, within 7 days, you actually put on additional, 1400 calories. it might not seem from the start that you are putting back weight, because you lost so much water within a week or two that it seems you are actually getting smaller. However, you are not. So without noticing yourself, you actually might start being putting extra fat, and so your body still fills up, and you happily are moving around and telling everybody that keto is extremely cool. I have lost like 5 kgs or maybe 2 kgs, whatever it is. But the main concern is that if you're not in charge of your calorie intake and you have no clue what is your supposedly be daily calorie intake, which in this case for this person could be 2000, if you keep eating like these fats and all the meats, excluding all the carbohydrates, and you still stay within 2000 calories, you'll be stalling at the same weight. You will be actually not losing any of like these fat cells. You'll be just staying the same, but it's just confusion because you have lost so much water. But then what happens is, like we did, after I think 10 weeks it seemed like I've shrunk, I got in my suit, so we happily went to the wedding, and then the best part started. So you started having like food, so happy days, I'm happy because like I was losing weight. So you start having like food, you start consume, so the carbohydrates start coming to your body, so they slowly being stored as a glycogen go back into your muscles and so on. But as soon as you get back glycogen in your system, like carbohydrates that are converted as a glycogen, once you have these over your muscles and also your liver holds on some, so also with that, for each gram of glycogen you roughly store about 1 to 3 grams of water. So what happens in this case is, now as soon as the carbs came back, you start put the water back in, and literally you were being for some certain period of time without these carbohydrates and mistakenly thinking that you have lost weight. But then suddenly, literally in a day or two, it could be 24 to 48 hour time, you have this weight coming back. Or if you didn't pay attention to your daily calorie intake, which is 2000, and you were eating like 2200 in some several week of time, you were actually adding on extra calories. So technically, when you go out of this keto, you actually could have become a lot bigger. And this is exactly what happened with us. So it felt like you were restricting yourself with carbohydrates, the foods that you liked. You were just munching away these meats, these creams, these oils. I was actually even making coffee with a butter, and like at some stage it just felt disgusting. And yeah, because we just had no clue about basic principles about the calories. We came back, and after 2-3 days, we felt even worse. And what's the best part of that is, when you come back, so you're actually now bigger, okay? And when you come back, it seemed like you for so long been saying no to these foods that you actually like, that you're so disappointed with yourself that you actually think it was pointless. Whatever we did for 2 months, 3 months, now just came back as more fat, and you just lost patience to even continue do stuff. So basically what you do is you just start eat anything that you put on before. So basically that could be pizzas, that could be ice cream, that could be like cakes, whatever, how the cakes looks. And yeah, so basically you start put these in without noticing. You just simply didn't understand the principle of the calories, how the calories work, that it is not necessarily that you have to cut out the carbohydrates. And yeah, so it's just crazy, and this is exactly what happens. The best part is that I forgot to screen record this, so I might need to redo this while I'm listening this. and yeah, we'll go from there. But basically, the main point of today's video is that there is no one best diet or something that will make you lose weight or fat fast. It's a trick, since our bodies are literally like the machines, like a storage tanks that holds on to the water, and it depends on how much salt or carbohydrates you have in the system. You store more water for some period of time. So what I generally was saying about the keto is, since you got rid of the glycogen, which is carbohydrates that being converted inside your body, and you store this water, by depleting these carbs and glycogen, you also get rid of some type of water that's been held up by glycogen. And this is how you think you lost weight, but you actually just got rid of the water. But as soon as all the processes return to normal, you actually take that weight back, which is the water weight. And if you didn't pay attention to your calories, you actually gained some fat without noticing yourself. Because obviously, let's say if you were 80 kilos, you started keto, within 8 weeks you dropped 5 kg, which were in generally a combination of water, and maybe you got lucky, you lost a bit of a fat, which is, it's luckily if that happened, but it would only happen if you were in calorie deficit. And then you get to the event, or you reach the goal you wanted, and then you understand, now I can't keep going this. I missed that rice, I missed that pasta, I want that piece of cake, I want that pizza, or whatever, bag of crisps or chocolate, and you start eat that, and that's end of a story. So as soon as you consume carbohydrates, the water starts to fill up your body. Or even if you get more salt, because salt and sodium, it's the measurement in the body. As soon as the body sees that there's more salt in your system, to imbalance that out, it will also hold on more water to avoid causing you harm to your body. So don't get tricked by this. And I think carnivore diet is something similar. Same with OMAD, 1 meal a day, or 2MAD they call it, whatever it is. Basically all comes down to the basic principles of calorie deficit. So obviously, if you're not going crazy and you're not idiots and running for that 1 meal a day to the McDonald's and ordering all the menu possible, I hardly doubt that you'll be going over your calorie deficit, calorie intake. And this is the main reason why you will lose weight. But don't get tricked that OMAD is the one that causing all this beautiful outcome of following 1 meal a day. If you're not stupid, you will take into account your daily calorie intake amount, and you will take off necessary calories required for you to be in calorie deficit, and you'll achieve the same results, and you're still going to be enjoying your foods that you like. So hope that helps. If you have any comments, contact on Instagram, Mr. Gent, or on TikTok, or leave the comment on YouTube, and I hope this helps.